Hello, wonderful students. We are on lesson 2.4 today, conducting sim tests. We are going to skip right over activity 1 and go straight to activity 2. Today in this lesson, we're only going to do part 2 and part 3. So we're going to hop right into making comparisons with that sim. So today we're going to investigate this question. How can having a medical condition affect the delivery of molecules to the cells in the body? So to help us with this investigation question, you guys are actually going to run some tests with the sim, the metabolism sim that you've been using. So in that, you're going to observe both the healthy body and a body with the condition that you've actually been learning about. You'll gather data about the molecules delivered to the cells in a healthy body and compare that to what happens in a body with a medical condition. So we're going to hop into Amplify now. I'm going to show you how to work the sim and how to do your activity here. So as you can see, I switched over to Amplify. So you guys are going to hop in here and you're going to use the sim. But first, you're going to tell me, what is the condition you've been focusing on? Is it anemia, asthma, diabetes, or the pancreas? And I want you to tell me what it affects. So it affects these molecules that the human body needs to function. Which one of these does it affect? Then you're also going to tell me, in the cells of the body with this condition, you should expect to see fewer or more, and is it going to be oxygen, glucose, or glucose and amino acid molecules than in what you would see in a healthy body? When you're done with that, Part 4, you're going to explain what you expect to see in this simulation. So based on the medical condition you have, what do you think you are going to see when you set this body up in the sim? And tell me what you would see to set it up with each one of these conditions, like anemia or asthma. What do you think you would see? Pause the video here so that you can answer that question. So we're going to go on to card number 2 down here at the bottom. So you're going to launch that sim. Once you launch that sim, you're going to hit healthy body and you're going to select test this time, not observe, but test. You're going to feed it. And here's what you feed it: 2 corn, 2 fish, and 2 sandwiches. Set the activity level to walk. Okay, so again, we're going to click healthy body. You're going to select test. Let's try that again. Reload, yes. This time you click test. Okay, and then you're going to put in the food cue, you're going to put 2 corn, you're going to put 2 fish, and you're going to put 2 sandwiches based on the directions that we had. Then it says set your activity level to walk. Well, our activity level is already set to walk. Press play and begin the test. And you're going to switch to the graph view. The directions say to switch to the graph view to see the results. And you can actually make the test faster. This is also a hint on your directions by hitting the speed here and upping the speed level to make it move a little faster. So we'll hit play, hit graph, and you can kick up the speed and make it move a little faster. And record the results you see in the table. So in your table, you're going to be seeing trial 1 and trial 2. So you'll need to do 2 trials with this. This is your first trial. You're going to write down the total glucose, you're going to write down the total amino acids, and the total oxygen. You're going to run this test until it stops, I do believe. Yes. So you're going to keep running it until the sim runs out, until it stops. So you can speed it up all the way to make it go faster if you'd like to, but record your results. And then you're going to repeat that trial one more time for a second trial and record your results. All right, so I came back to the table so you could see where you're going to record your results. Here's the ones for trial 1. Here's the ones for trial 2. Make sure you get all of those all oxygen molecules absorbed and how many taken in per breath. And I flipped it back so you can see where to see the ones that were taken in per breath versus total absorbed. So make sure that you get the correct ones from your. So after you've done that, you want to, oh, and don't forget, pause it and go ahead and do that simulation and record your results. Now, when you're done doing that, go ahead and make sure you pair up with somebody that has, if you're asthma, pair up with someone who has anemia. If you're diabetes, pair up with someone who has pancreas injury. You want to work together with the sim. One partner run one partner run the other. You guys want to set it up so that you can set it up in the same way using those directions and look at the medical condition. And you're going to upload screenshots. So this is going to be the next section in your Amplify, and I'll go back to it so you can see. Before I go on, I'm just going to point this out. Make sure you guys put what test you conducted here with the medical conditions so I understand where your trials came from. But on part 4, you are going to, like we said, work together with a partner, and you're going to upload screenshots of a healthy body and one with the condition that you came up with or that you were studying. So here's where your screenshot of the healthy body will upload. Remember, you just need to refresh your page after you click for it to save in your sim, and then you are going to hit the screenshot of the body condition here. So remember, you want to, when you go to that, you'll have a button up here in the corner that will say that you can screenshot it. This is not the correct one, but it will have one for you. So you can automatically put it here. If it doesn't, then you can just screenshot it and hit upload image here and put it right in. And use your tables and annotated screenshots to discuss this with your partner. And there are 2 questions here you need to discuss. How are the healthy body results different from the results for the body with the condition? And what or was this what you predicted? And then second question is, why do you think the body with a condition was different than the healthy body? Explain this with your partner to talk about those medical conditions and see if you guys can agree with why or come up with ideas for why this healthy body is different than the one with the medical condition. So if you haven't already done parts 1, 2, 3, and 4 of part 2 in the lesson, so cards 1, 2, 3, and 4, go ahead and pause the video now so you can do those. So now that you've done part 2 in the lesson, you should understand this key concept. Key concept number 7. A problem with the body system can result in fewer oxygen, glucose, or amino acid molecules getting to the body's cells. Now, if you remember from or noticed from the activity we did as a whole class, you could see that when the cells of the body didn't get these things, we found out that they would die off. They didn't survive because they didn't get what they needed. So that goes right back to this key concept. We're going to move on to activity 3. If you haven't completed this one, go ahead and pause the video now. We're going to go on to activity 3 after you pause the video. Okay, so in word relationships and discussing conditions, what you're going to do is you're going to use word relationships to create sentences that would use the words that you have on the screen on Amplify on part 3 about the conditions that you've learned about. So there are 2 different questions for the asthma and anemia pairs, and then there's some questions for the diabetes and pancreas pairs. So for your word relationship routine, you're going to use these words, create sentences, 1 or more words that are provided on your Amplify lesson, part 3. Talk about the different sentences. Don't write anything down until you guys agree on it. So you're going to write it on a piece of notebook paper. Make sure you show that to me when you get that completed and record those down for your conditions. And remember, every word must at least be used once that you have on your screen. So the words are in the word bank right on the lesson in activity 3. And like I said, work with your partner and come up with those sentences and write them down. So go ahead and pause here so you and your partner can work on that. Okay, I'm going to go on to the should do. So this is one of the should do's for today, is the homework activity 4. And for this activity, you're going to revise the model in the modeling tool so that it correctly shows what happens after a healthy person eats and breathes. So you're going to hop into the Amplify lesson, click on this homework module here, or excuse me, not module, tool, and press the hand in modeling tool to see the screenshot that you completed. Then answer the questions below. And your goal is going to be to change this incorrect model so that it shows what happens after a healthy person breathes and eats. Now, remember, add and remove molecules from the body system so that the model accurately represents what a healthy body would look like. So I hop back over to Amplify and we're on part 4, but these are the questions that you will answer. And here's where you upload that new image after you have changed your molecules to make sure it shows what a healthy body should look like. And you're going to explain why you changed it. What did you change and why? Okay. All right. Make sure you guys hop back into Amplify and look at the must-dos for today and make sure you complete all of the must-dos. And if you have time, you can work on the should-dos. Before you go and take your mastery check, please remember to look at your divider tab and see what the takeaways for this lesson should be. Make sure you understand them and then hop up to the front and go grab your mastery check. Make sure you do it around the outside of the room. Remember, it's a quick quiz and you're going to turn that right into me. Please make sure you do that. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, you guys.